Hi, Dr. Stephanie Waggel here, and I am going to bestow upon you a skill that you can use that will impress people. And it is a skill that even physicians my age and older have not yet mastered. Well, most of them. It is the skill of being able to know when to not take on additional projects. So I see all the time in interns and med students and even some attending physicians, their inability to just say no to, you want to sign up for this committee, or can you take on this extra case, or will you do this research? And it, to me, that just screams immaturity, arrogance, ego, especially if whenever they're taking on so many things, they're not able to give one thing their full attention, and they're half-heartedly doing these things. So I'm not saying that doctors taking on too many things is what leads to burnout, because I actually think that it is the large corporations that are causing doctors to burn out. But I am saying that for beginners in medicine, if you are already overwhelmed and you are writing a research paper and you also have an internship and you're doing a rotation at this hospital, a rotation at that hospital, but you're missing shifts and you're not doing your part of the research, and your research assistants and research fellows are having to write your paper for you. That's not fair to other people, and it's greedy on your part. First, it's egotistical, because it's first you could think that you're superhuman and you can do 400 things. But second of all, it is greedy on your part because other people have to pick up your slack whenever you are signing up to put 10 things on your resume, but those 10 things you only did 10% each. Like, that is just not fair. So it is an important skill to learn now to say, you know what? I have too much on my plate. I'm actually going to pull out of XYZ club or what have you so that I can put my full effort into my chemistry lab, for example. And sometimes you might worry that that's going to come off as a weakness. But to show you guys that Dr. Waggel finds that to actually be a strength, any of the interns who have emailed me or messaged me and said, Dr. Waggel, I realize that I have too much going on. I'm not going to be able to give the internship my full attention. I didn't realize that, my lab is going to go until 10 p.m. every night, and it is really important that when I get home at 10:30, I go to sleep, because then I have to get up at 8 a.m. to be at the hospital. And they say, I just can't find time to do projects for you, so I'm just going to have to pause the internship for now, or come back to it next year, or stop the internship. I'm actually going to give you guys bonuses in whenever you ask me to write your letters of recommendation. I am going to put a special note that you have the ability to prioritize, you have the ability to say no to things, you have demonstrated a sense of maturity. So this is like a special reward to those of you who are able to realize that you are taking on too much stuff. A lot of med students and even some doctors think that taking on too much stuff makes them look so awesome and makes them look like they're so cool because they're doing 10 million things. But think about it. If you were going to a doctor, would you want to go to the doctor who's also writing a paper and also like a PI in a lab and also doing research at 10 different hospitals and also had a clinic but was also a hospitalist? You would want to go to the doctor who's going to have time to focus on your case. And so while a lot of people think it's cool to have 5 billion things, I mean, coming from me, who's like done so much stuff, I learned my lesson though, especially when I got cancer. Like, you can't push yourself to the limit where you're passing out and stuff. You have to learn how to say no, and that is an important skill that demonstrates maturity. And again, if you're one of the interns who was able to demonstrate the maturity and able to say, you know what, there's too much on my plate, I have to do the responsible thing and take a pause, you will get a few bonus sentences in your letter of recommendation to recognize that level of maturity that you've displayed.